Imagine you're sitting in a police interrogation room. There's a lie detector strapped to your arm. The detective leans in, stares into your soul, and asks, "Have you ever wanted to date the most popular, richest girl in school?" And instead of just saying no, you grab the mic, stare straight into the security camera, and say, "I never even looked at her. She was never an option. And the woman I have now is the love of my life." That level of cold, public, humiliating rejection, that's exactly what Bryce Harper just delivered, word for word, to the New York Yankees front office and fan base. If you've been anywhere near baseball Twitter this past week, you saw the storm brewing. The conspiracy theories were flying. We ourselves broke down the insane scenario where the toxic relationship between Bryce Harper and Phillies president Dave Dombrowski might push the two-time MVP to force a $330 million trade to the Bronx, forming a death trio with Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger. The New York media was already printing pinstripe Harper jerseys. But today, we're going to dissect the explosive interview Harper just gave at spring training and on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast. We're going to break down how he publicly torched his own GM, how he crushed the Yankees' hopes with a single sentence, and how baseball karma finally came full circle to expose Brian Cashman's arrogance from 2018. Let's rewind the tape and start with the fire inside the Phillies clubhouse. This isn't peace. This is civil war. At the end of the 2025 season, Dave Dombrowski stepped in front of the cameras and called Bryce Harper's season non-elite. Worse, he openly questioned whether Harper could ever be an elite player again. You don't question the heart of the guy who saved your franchise from irrelevance, not in public. And last Sunday, Harper showed up to camp in Clearwater fuming. He didn't swallow the insult. He went off script and made it personal. He told reporters that when he signed his deal, the agreement was clear. Any issues would be handled in-house, behind closed doors, inside the clubhouse. Harper looked straight into the cameras and said, "For Dave to go out and say that stuff, it was wild. It caught me off guard." He even showed up to batting practice wearing a shirt that read, "Not elite," a direct shot at his own boss. The Cold War in Philly is real. Trust is fractured. Contract extension talks, frozen. That scent of blood in the water is what made the Yankees desperate for left-handed power after Anthony Santander's injury and the Blue Jays' collapse. Believe Harper might finally trigger his no-trade clause and demand a move to Yankee Stadium. The fire got hotter when Harper started gushing about Aaron Judge, saying how excited he was to play with the Yankees captain on Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. New York blogs were already photoshopping him into pinstripes. And then Bryce Harper went on Bussin' with the boys, grabbed the mic, and dropped a 100-ton boulder on the city of New York. The host started digging into his free agency story, and Harper, with zero hesitation, shattered a myth that's been floating around for 5 years. He named the 5 teams that were actually finalists for his signature in 2018 to 2019. Ready? Chicago White Sox, San Diego Padres, San Francisco Giants, Los Angeles Dodgers, Philadelphia Phillies. That's it. The New York Yankees? Harper said the conversations never got serious. They were never a real option. The most iconic franchise in sports wasn't even on his radar. And that's where baseball karma delivers its masterpiece. Let's go back to 2018. Brian Cashman and the Yankees thought they were too good, too rich, too proud to chase Bryce Harper. The mindset was, players beg to play here. We don't chase anyone. They snubbed a generational left-handed bat with a swing literally designed by the baseball gods to terrorize the short porch in right field. Fast forward to 2026. The Yankees have spent the last 7 years scrambling for consistent lefty power, stumbling in the playoffs, and now, when Cashman and the fan base are finally desperate for Harper, the man goes public, reveals the Yankees were irrelevant in his story, and delivers the final mercy blow. When asked about his future in Philly after all the drama with Dombrowski, Harper didn't talk about leaving. He said, "I love it there. I've said it countless times. My only wish is that I could have started my career there." End of story. End of speculation. End of the saga. He didn't just reject the Yankees now. He made it clear that his love for Phillies fan base is bigger than his GM's ego, and infinitely bigger than the myth of playing in the Bronx. So now I'm putting the decision on your desk. The pressure cooker just changed zip codes. After this ice-cold buck of reality that Harper just dumped on New York, who do you think needs to make the next move? Should Dave Dombrowski swallow his pride and issue a public apology to repair the relationship with his franchise player before the clubhouse implodes? Or is Brian Cashman the one crying in the shower today, exposed as a guy who arrogantly passed on the biggest bat of 2018, only to get ghosted when he finally came calling? Drop your tactical verdict in the comments. And don't blink, because the domino effect is real. Now that the Yankees know Bryce Harper is a dead dream, my sources in the American League say they've already opened aggressive talks for a massive starting pitcher from the AL West, a guy who just rejected a huge extension from his current team. But the identity of this new evil empire target, that's coming in the next video. Stay locked in.